I'll say no more. Hey guys. All right, so recently I received another package in the mail for another collaboration video. And originally I was gonna work on something else next, but I figured, you know what? I'm super curious about them. And, I figured, you know what? Let's just do these and see what they're all about. So the person who reached out to me was actually one that I've worked with before from Pinto Puzzles. And they sent me 3 different puzzle sets from the brand PieceRelax. And 2 of the 3 that they sent me these are very interesting. These are puzzle journals. And the first one is called Twinkle Twinkle Pop Salon. It's 329 pieces and it's 6 by 8.3 by 0.7 inches when it's completed. The artwork is just insanely cute. And the other puzzle journal that I have here is Van Gogh's The Starry Night. It's also 329 pieces and also 6 by 8.3 by 0.7 inches when it's completed. Now, what I absolutely love about these 2 is that, you're basically getting 2 for 1 here. You got yourself a puzzle to piece together, and it's a journal with 80 sheets of cream-colored lined paper. I'm really, really looking forward to putting these 2 together. And then the other thing that they sent me is also quite interesting as well. And this is called U.S. National Parks Puzzle Badge Set. It has 1,008 pieces, which is actually 63 individual puzzle badges at 16 pieces each. I'm really intrigued by all these different badges here. I just love the artwork. Now, I'm sure I'll find out more when I open the box, read what this is all about, but I'm assuming you kind of pop the badges on the banner if you visited those places. I don't know, I'm sure you could do whatever you want, but I'm guessing that's what the whole concept is here. Now, I'm not currently seeing how big these badges are, but the banner that you're supposed to display them on opens up to 39.4 by 23.6 inches. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the person that reached out to me was someone that I've worked with for Pinto Puzzles, and this is PieceRelax. So, now that I think about it, I probably should have done a little bit more research before I started filming this clip, but that's okay. I have a feeling here this is basically the same kind of puzzle pieces we're going to be dealing with, which is really exciting to me because Pinto happens to be one of my most favorite puzzle brands. So with PieceRelax looking to be basically the same here, looking at the back of the badge box, it says here that it's a glue-free design. They're snug, interlocking plastic pieces in a water-resistant material. This is Pinto. Or PieceRelax. They're probably the same thing. It's probably just another branch of it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to try to read up more on it and throw out some more information throughout the video. But anyways, as I said, I'm really excited about all 3 of these. And, in terms of difficulty with these images, I'm pretty sure the Van Gogh one is going to be probably the most challenging. I've always wanted to do a puzzle of this image, but I've always been too afraid to because of, the lack of variety in the color tones and whatnot. I think this is going to be tough, even at 329 pieces. And if it's what I'm seeing here in terms of puzzle piece size, the badge box does give you that idea. Well, actually, but all the boxes have the actual piece size here. So they're pretty small, which is also a typical Pinto quality as well. But you know what? That's okay, because I know one thing I know for certain about Pinto, and what I'm pretty sure with PieceRelax as well, is that the hold is going to be 1000% Mandy certified. So yeah, I think this is going to be great fun, great challenge, all the above. And as I said before, I'm pretty sure I've said this 2 or 3 times already, but I'm super excited about the journals. I like to have journals. I'm always taking notes for random things. So these are going to be a great addition to my collection. And it's 2 things in one. This is 2 great things in one. This is fantastic. But anyways, now I'm starting to ramble aimlessly. Let's finally, open up these boxes. Let's see what the contents are, what's all in them, and let's just get going. All right? So let's do that. All right, let's open these up. Now, I'm only gonna open one of these journals. I think I'm gonna start with this one first, and then we'll open the badge set, but let's put this to the side. Now, these are all in plastic wrap, so let's get this off. All right, and let's see how this opens up. Oh, that's an interesting way. Hold on, let me fix my camera angles here. I think that's a little better. All right, even if life gets a little messy, your puzzle won't, that's for sure. All right, let's open this up a bit more. Oh, look at here. This must be the bookmark. Was it a bookmark it said it had? Oh, yes, it is. Let's get that out. Life is full of unexpected surprises. That makes it interesting. That's for sure. Oh, I love this. This is so cute. Look at that, guys. All right, we'll put this to the side, and let's see what the contents look like. Looks like we got ourselves a letter from PieceRelax in the box, basically, you know, explaining what they're all about and how relaxing puzzles can be, which is very nice. And then what we have next is our reference image, and on the other side is basically the instructions on how to piece your journal together. And it seems pretty straightforward as well. Oh, look at this. Like Pin 2, PieceRelax does have a missing piece policy, which you get a free replacement piece if you scan this code here. So that's good to know. If you ever have any issues with your PieceRelax puzzles, you can definitely get that sorted out. And yes, these are just like Pin 2. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this. But before we get into opening that, here is the A5 paper. Is that what I don't know what A5 means. Probably the size of it, but it's like a book of sheets, as you can see here, with no cover on it. They're all bound together, and then this looks to be our plastic cover protector for your journal, and it looks like you just slide that in there quite easily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that in here, put all these little bits and pieces back, and I gotta open these puzzles. I haven't worked on this style of puzzle in a very long time, so I'm so looking forward to this. So let's just get a few of these out just to take a quick peek-see and see. Oh man, this feels so nice. And of course, look at that print, guys. I'm hoping my camera is focusing well, but it's just sharp. It's always sharp. It's bright. The colors are just perfect. It looks very true to the box image. I mean, take a look at that detail. It's not blurry. It's just perfect. And of course, you got yourself those fantastic plastic, solid, waterproof pieces that the hold. Oh my God, you know what I just remembered? Remember the snap they make when you piece them together? Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh, I'm too excited for this. But let's open up this batch set here and see what the contents of this looks like. All right, I must say, this is fantastic packaging. It's a nice, big, solid box. Let's open this up and see what we got in here. Oh, look at this. This looks to be your, what was it? Hooks and nails and whatnot. Basically, you know, your mounting kit to get it up on the wall. This has to be your banner. Now, I'm not going to unfold it all the way. I'll do that later on in the video, but this just to give you an idea of what this looks like. Got all the placement for all your badges as you get them pieced together. The back of it is blank, but it's a nice quality material here. This is really nice. And then here we have basically your reference image, and you do have a little bit of instructions on the bottom here, just helping you. Oh, I see now. The badges have a pin on the back of it. So yeah, that would do it. That would get it on that canvas. And yeah, this is very exciting. It gives you a little instructions how to mount it to the wall. And let's just take a quick peek-see at this reference image. Ooh, we got a lot of badges here. I mean, yes, it's like, what, 60-something badges, so it would be. But this looks like fun. I love this. And I know that the print on those pieces, the colors are going to be just as vibrant, just as bold as what you get on your reference image. And oh, check this out. Look, so each badge is labeled with numbers. It has all your pieces. It has your pin back here, your border, and your 16 pieces. This is great. I love how organized this is. This is like really, really well thought out. And yeah, the pieces are exactly the same. They're pretty much, actually, you know what? They're not the same size. The pieces in the batch set are much smaller than the ones in the banner. Not the banner, what am I talking about? The journals, that's the word. Let me see if I could pull one of these out, actually. I opened that bag a little too much. Hopefully I don't lose any of the pieces. But I just want to grab one of these and compare it to the journal piece size, just for size comparison. I'm going to try to do this without losing any of these pieces, but at least I will hear them when they fall. But here we go. All right, so here's your size difference. This is the badge piece size, and that's the journal piece size. So the journal pieces are bigger. Wait a minute, where's my calipers? Sorry if I seem a little bit all over the place, guys. I just got back home from work. But anyways, here's the calipers now. Let's compare the size of these pieces. This is the badge. We got 0.74 inches or 18.9 millimeters for the badge. And then the journal piece size is 22.8 millimeters or 0.89 inches. And in regards to the thickness, we have 0.8 or 2.2 millimeters for the journal, and I think these would probably be the same. Actually, the badge pieces are slightly thinner at 2 millimeters or 0.07 inches. All right, so yeah, you know, smaller piece size, smaller thickness, but I'm very, very certain that the hold is gonna be fantastic on both, and overall just a lot of fun. So you know what, guys? Yeah, you know what? I want to get started. We're gonna get started on the Pop Salon. Is that what it's called? Yeah, we're gonna get started on this one. Then I would like to get on with the Van Gogh, and then we'll probably do some badges as well, just to see how it's all gonna look like in the end. All right, so let's get a move on. All right, originally I was not going to sort this because of the small piece count, but I did anyways. And that's okay, sometimes I just can't help myself. But anyways, what we have over here are the edge pieces, and I guess this is the spine of the journal as well, so those are in there. This tray, we kind of have like just a plain beige. Is that beige? I can't even tell what color this is, but you know, kind of plain pieces. Yeah. Next tray here, we have any pieces that had red. So it's gonna be any parts of the book, the skirt and whatnot. This tray, we got a lot of the, from what I'm thinking is the popcorn pieces. This tray is also popcorn, but the detail on that is a little bit more sharp, so I'm guessing it's this side of the journal. I think the other pieces here is, you know, that's like the crazy popcorn hair kind of stuff going on there. So for this tray here, we got a small amount of pieces, and these are kind of plain, but they're a little bit of a lighter tone. It may be the spine of the book. I don't know if my camera's focusing. I'm sorry if it's not. But anyways, let's move on. This tray are pieces that I felt, you know, were like the face because the colors look the same. And then for the last tray here, we got like a mix going on. We have browns with the beigey background, and you know, there's a little more detail going on in these pieces, and it's probably this bottom part, you know, where the browns and whatnot. You know, as I said, you know, I wasn't expecting to do this, but I did, and that's okay. So we're gonna move on and get this going because I'm super curious and interested what this is gonna look like when it's all done. Let's move on.
So instead of working on the edges first, I picked the tray with the face pieces and started piecing that little guy together before I took on the popcorn hats. Then pieced the bottom edges and filled in the rest. And I must say, it felt so good working with this quality again. I'm telling you, nothing compares to this hold. And of course, this comes along with that amazingly satisfying snap. Music to my ears. And I say working with this quality again because this is Pin2. I finally did look more into PieceRelax, and it is Pin2's newest brand, which focuses on the relaxation quality during the jigsaw puzzle solving process. And my goodness, their website is full of so many amazing jigsaw puzzles. I'm gonna leave their link down below so that you can check it out. But anyways, this image was fun and not too challenging to piece together. My sorting wasn't too bad and it was done in about an hour and a half. And I was excited to see how this journal would come together. And this was super straightforward. It was just a case of sliding the plastic cover over it and inserting the top and bottom sheets in. It even had a little pocket for your bookmark and a pen holder. So well thought out, so cool, and I was happy I had another one to work on. But this image, as I had said early on, was one I was always very intimidated by. And I was so glad it was a small piece count because I know for a fact that if it was any bigger, I'd be destroyed.
All right, I did my best with this sorting. I didn't really know how to go about it, but here's what I did. First tray here are all the edge pieces and the spine of the journal. This one, I guess you can say these have mostly yellows in them. Of course, there's gonna be blue as well, but I feel like it's gonna be like these stars. That's what they are, right? You know, the lighter areas of the image. This tray, they're light as well. They do have some yellows in them, but these are like the lighter blues, little bits of yellow in there, not too much. This tray here, I don't even know how to describe it. These are darker pieces, darker blues, but it looks like we have some maybe greens, if that's what that color is, greens and yellows, but mainly dark blues in there. Next tray, we have not very many pieces, but we have like half very dark and half light blue. So I'm thinking that's gonna be like the edges of whatever this thing is here. And you know, half of it part of this and part sky. Next, again, not many pieces. These are more like the darker blue pieces. So, you know, pieces to fill in the gaps in between the stars. And then this tray here is the really, really dark, like the black that's going on in this part of the image. What is that, a mountain or tree? I don't know what that is, but anyways, that's what that is. I'm sure you can kind of see the different color tones, at least I'm hoping you can see here. But you know what? Let's move on.
Now don't get mad at me, but I have no idea what the heck that big dark thing is in the image. But that's what I started on, mainly because I was able to easily piece together the writing on the bottom side of it. Then after piecing the moon together, that's when everything started to look the same to me. I did manage to get a lot of the lighter yellow pieces together, but then I moved on to the edges. Once that was done, it was a case of inserting all the big completed sections into the frame. Something that is so easy to do with this brand. But aside from that, getting those big sections in there really made me realize that I was really pushing through this one. But of course, with some images, the closer you are to the finish line, the trickier it can get.
All right, now I feel like it's gotten super tricky now. Honestly, I'm surprised I've gotten this far in the amount of time I've been working on it. But what I've started to do now is take several of the trays and try to line them up by shape and also kind of how the swirls, and I can't really describe what I'm trying to say here, but you know, I'm trying to line them up as best I can in, you know, in a way of how I think it's supposed to be laid on the image. But yeah, I've done that, and I still have this tray of lighter blue pieces and a few random darker blues there. But you know, I've also had to move it on to my table because the blue with the blue pieces, it's kind of hard for me to see. So I moved it over here so that it's a little easier to see the different colors and the different blue tones and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully this helps me finish this off in the next, you know, hour, maybe less than that. Hopefully, we'll see.
This one took me about 2 hours to complete, and honestly, I thought it would take me a lot longer. To me, it was challenging, but it was still fun, and now I feel like I can say I conquered this Van Gogh image. And yeah, I know it was only 329 pieces, but so what? It's my victory, and I feel good about it. But anyways, this image makes for a very beautiful looking journal. They both look good. Pintu, or PieceRelax, have successfully intertwined two very relaxing hobbies, puzzling and journaling. Genius. But now that we've finished both journals, let's move on to the badges. Again, another straightforward project, and it helps that everything is nice and organized. Each bag is labeled with a number and just follow the 3 steps. Piece your badge together, take the frame and the backing which has the pin, line them up correctly, set them in together, and snap in your completed puzzle. Super quick and easy. Then when you found the spot to hang up your banner, set those clips on there so that you can hang it up and pin that badge in. This is going to look so good when all those badges are on display. I mean, it would be nice to visit all these sites. But anyways, maybe one day. We shall see.
Alright, so it's been a number of days since I finished working on these, and I still can't stop thinking about them. Because for one, it is Pinto, which, just happens to be one of my top 2 favorite brands. But let's change it up a bit here. I think I'm going to start with the negatives first. Or, what I think might be negatives to some puzzlers. Now, as I've said and we've seen, these are plastic. And to me personally, that's not a negative. But I do know not everyone is into plastic puzzles or plastic anything, and that's okay. Next is the piece size. Now, Pinto PieceRelax pieces are on the smaller side, so it can be challenging to handle and put together for those, with dexterity issues. And because they tend to be smaller, depending on the image, it can make the overall puzzling experience way more challenging than you might like or expect. But to me, these are amazing, and I've been saying this since day one. Well, at least since the first time I tried Pinto. So in terms of the positives, let's start with the print. My goodness, the colors on these are so bold. They're so vibrant. They almost looked nicer than the box image. The print is also sharp, it's clear, and quite honestly, I didn't get any glare with these, if any at all, I don't know. And quite honestly, at this moment, I don't remember if I have in the past, but anyways, these were great. And because they are plastic, the pieces are sturdy, they're waterproof. Drink whatever you want next to it, on top of it, however you want. It'll be okay. And I like the shapes. I found about 5 or 6 different ones in there, I think. But what really sends me over the edge, most of all, is the fit and the hold. No matter how many pieces are in that little section you're putting together anywhere around your table, you're going to be able to easily pick these up and move them to where you need them. You don't even have to think twice, hesitate, nothing. It's gonna stay together. I mean, you can fling these across the room and it'll be fine. But don't do that, that's unnecessary. And the other thing that I just cannot get enough of is that sound that it makes when you pop those pieces together. I'll say no more. Now, in regards to these being journals, I think it's such a cool concept. As I said, it's 2 relaxing hobbies in one. And I feel like it all comes together very well. It's sturdy, it looks good, and the badges is another really fun concept. Everything included is great quality. It doesn't look cheap or anything. I just love it. Really, when I think about it, the one thing that made me sad or, made me feel any kind of negative way in regards to the badges was that it made me realize that I really need to get out more. I really only did the Grand Canyon badge because I'm sure I must have flown over it when I was 2 years old getting to California. Other than that, I now feel like I've been nowhere, which is crazy. But anyways, I'm getting off topic now. Let's get back to PieceRelax. Now, the journals go for about $25. And honestly, I feel like that's a pretty darn good deal. Because you are getting 2 things in one. It's a great quality product that will last. I would certainly buy this not only for myself, but I mean, this is a really cool gift for another puzzler. I mean, honestly, I would much rather just buy it for myself. But anyways, the batch set is about $60, which, to me is in the higher price range. But considering what you get, yeah, this is a great gift for someone that travels a lot. Or if you travel a lot and want a cool way to track where you've been. I mean, if they had something like that for visiting different cities and countries, I would totally be all over that. My banner would have more badges on it for sure. Or even something with all the different Disney parks and sites from all over the world. I had to throw that in there somehow. But you know, PieceRelax, if you're listening to me, if you do anything like that, please let me know ASAP. But anyways, if any of you guys have tried anything from PieceRelax Pen 2, if you tried the journals or the batch set, you know, please let me know down below. What were your experiences like? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Did you fall on top of it and it still held together? Do you think I'm bigging up the brand because they sent me all these? I mean, you know, you think what you want, but you know, I've been saying they've been fantastic, well, Pin 2 and PieceRelax since day one. But again, if you haven't tried any of these, or if you're interested in looking more into Pin 2 or PieceRelax, I'm gonna leave that link for their website down below. But anyways, guys, as always, I need to get a move on with my next puzzle project, which I had planned to start on weeks ago and never did. But aside from that, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.